The last one loads. Under orders, and they're away. A mile and a half in front of them, and uphill for the first half. It is Crystal Hearted, Benny the Dip and Forest who are the first Swedish show. Up on the outside we've got Simmons in, Bold Demand holding a wide stall, and then Single Empire just in behind this. At this stage the favourite midfield, and it's Crystal Hearted that shows the way. In second place Musel Cell and Bold Demand, Simmons in the inside. Forest not that far away, Benny the Dip holds a good position, and the favourite Entrepreneur in behind them. Pat Heddery on, Silver Patriarch sits in about 7th or 8th place. Single Empire and Papua towards the back as they make their way through the first 3 furlongs, and it's Crystal Hearted and Benny the Dip sitting 1 and 2. Bold Demand, the blue jacket, the inside, Stripe Cap, the outer is Forest, then Single Empire, followed by Cloudings and Simmons in, and then we have Musel Cell. Just a length behind these on the outside is Single Empire, Romanoff with a run. Entrepreneur on the outside of the pack at this stage. The Flying Silver Patriarch are towards the back, and they're through the first half mile. At the top of the hill then in Crystal Hearted, Tony McGlone in his first derby leads to Benny the Dip in second, and Bold Demand, the all blue, the inside of on the outside Farish, and then we have Single Empire. Simmons in the inside of Musel Cell and Cloudings and Papua. Entrepreneur just being pushed along a little bit. The fly out the back is going to be played for speed. So too Silver Patriarch, and Romanoff is towards the back as they begin the descent, and they're past the halfway stage. The 6-4 on favourite Entrepreneur is 4th from last at this stage as they make the descent to Tattenham Corner. 5 furlongs to go in the Vodafone Derby. Still Crystal Hearted has it. To Bold Demand, the inside of Benny the Dip, and a little bit of scrimmaging there. Entrepreneur on the outside of the field is still 5th last. The fly is being played late, and they continue the descent round Tattenham Corner, and it's Benny the Dip who commits and goes on. To Crystal Hearted in second. Entrepreneur the favourites on the wide outside. In behind Cloudings just down the straight to come, and it's Benny the Dip in the lead. To Forest in second. Bold Demand in third. Here comes Entrepreneur the outside of Simmons in. Crystal Hearted is crawled enough. Silver Patriarch under pressure, but Benny the Dip is clear by 4 lengths and a quarter of a mile to go in the Vodafone Derby. 2 in second place, Forest, Silver Patriarch. Entrepreneur, the odds-on favourite, will not be winning from that position, but it's Benny the Dip, clear by about 5. 2 in second place, Silver Patriarch, who's eating up ground. In the third goes Romanoff. Entrepreneur only 4th, and Pat Heddery on Silver Patriarch, putting in a power finish. Giant strides to greatness. Benny the Dip holds it at the line. It's on the dot. A photo, Benny the Dip and Silver Patriarch. To Romanoff in third, then Entrepreneur only 4, followed by the Fly and Forest, and behind these came Simmons in, and behind Simmons in Musel Cell.
Applause echoing all round the grandstand, all round Epsom Downs. A hugely popular winner for John Gosden, Benny the Drip. Trained by Willie Ryan, they call him Benny the Drip no longer. His stamina was ebbing away, but he hung on by a short head to win at 11-1. Won the Royal Lodge at Royal Ascot, was second at Sandown, won the Derby in 78. John Gosden wins the Derby. Benny the Dip, 11-1.
Willie ran last, rode in the Derby and ended up in the ambulance. He comes back to the most coveted circle in the whole world of racing. Benny the Dip just backs away from it. He doesn't know the true awesomeness of this moment. A moment for Willie Ryan and the rest of them to go into racing history.
Willie Ryan's giving kisses to everybody. What was that like?
Willie.
Terrific.
No, I'll talk to you later.
Let's have a talk to John Gosden, and congratulations. Tears in those eyes yet?
No, not at all. I'm not an overly emotional person. When you win think you've won the Derby and you get snatched off you in the last 10 yards, you learn to be pretty hard inside.
Tell us, first of all, why did you pick Willie?
because Willie is he's a good friend, and he's a very positive rider. The choice was Gary Hind, Tony Garth, who won his first race on him, and Willie. And the owner and I discussed the matter, and Willie had ridden in 3 derbies. And I do feel that it is a daunting experience for any jockey, and we felt we'd go for someone who'd been there and knocked around in the ring before.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite important in life. When you've been knocked about and had a few scars, sometimes it's a better way. And Gary Hind and Tony are great men who ride for me all the time, ride work, ride this horse. But we went for Willie because it was a question of experience.
It was a marvellous and a brave decision, John. Tell us about the horse's owner. He can't be here, Mr. Landon.
And Mr. Knight is at home in Ohio, and I hope he's sort of flying right now. And his wife is here, and her great friend. And it is tremendous because he's only sends me 1 horse sometimes a year, always out of the same mare. And his mother of this horse is now dead. She died of old age, nothing unfortunate, not like that. And it's just a wonderful moment for them all because he bred this horse, and he actually got me to go and look at him in a paddock. He's going to sell him in the sales, and he said, "Gosden, go and look at that horse." And I turned around at the airport, did a U-turn, went back, missed my plane, looked at the horse, said, "I love him." He said, "He'll sell well." I said, "Yeah, he'll sell well in the sales." "You really love him?" I said, "I really love him." He said, "Then you can have him."
What a story. That's the one player you didn't mind missing.
No.
Now, tell us about the horse. I mean, he's a real professional, isn't he?
He's a thorough professional. He's a very excitable horse, and he got very, very excited coming down to races today. Possibly was the thought he was going to be involved again in a race. He won the Dante well. He got very, very bouncy in the box, kicking, and said, "I want to get on with the race now." But I told him we don't run the race at 10 o'clock in the morning. We run it at nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He settled down, and I think possibly that experience settled him. Because to saddle, he was the calmest I've ever saddled him, and he was the most calm preliminaries. And he is what we might call a somewhat hyper-neurotic creature.
Do you worry when people call him Benny the Drip?
No, I don't,
No.
because he's a free sweater, and I've met a lot of people in life who are very clever at making deals in the markets or deals in any way of life who are free sweaters, so I don't mind that. If that's their nature, behave with your nature.
And what's it like for you? You had saddled your
it's
first
nice.
classic success last year,
It's
the
a great
Ledger,
moment,
now
and
the
it's
Derby.
particularly for my father, who trained Charlatan as a 2-year-old and stood here and watched him win the Derby through ill health and died very soon afterwards. So, quite frankly, this one's for my father.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so near yet so far. 1.5 miles the distance, but millimetres. What a judge that saw the Patriarch is just a fortnight in racing history. He's second. Here's the full list.
Here's the full starting prices. First, number 1, Benny the Dip at 11-1. Second, number 6, Silver Patriarch at 6-1. Third, number 9, Romanov at 25-1.
For the winners, the trophy presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, that fanfare signals the start of the presentation ceremony for this, the 1997 Vodafone Derby. But before the presentations, Mr. Christopher Spence, the chairman of the Epsom Race Committee.
Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to all to Epsom today. We have just seen the most magnificent race with the closest possible finish for the Vodafone Derby. Won by Benny the Dip, owned by Mrs. Cynthia Knight, trained by John Gosden after 1 or 2 close results in the last few years, and ridden by Willie Ryan. It gives me great pleasure to ask Lady Harrison, wife of the chairman, Sir Ernest Harrison of the Vodafone Group, to present the prizes. Thank you very much.
Okay, I would like very sincerely to thank Sir Ernest and Lady Harrison for hosting us and the Vodafone Company for being such gracious sponsors for visitors from across the pond. I congratulate Willie Ryan for giving us an excellent ride on Benny the Dip. And last and most importantly, I thank John Gosden for being such an excellent trainer. And congratulations to my husband, Landon Knight, who not only knows how to breed well, but knows how to pick a good name for a good horse. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, here to receive his trophy, would you please welcome the trainer of Benny the Dip, John Gosden.
Big one. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank you all for coming here today on a gorgeous day. They told me at 1 o'clock in the morning it was like being on the bridge of a ship in a gale. But it's a wonderful day, a tremendous crowd. The infield with the fair looks like the old days. I must say we're all very proud to be here today, win, lose or draw. And having been caught by Lamtara, according to the sign, about 20 yards from the line, it's nice to be here in a winning position. I'd like to thank Vodafone, Sir Ernest and Lady Harrison for their tremendous support of this great event in English racing. It's our premier race. It's Epsom, it's the Derby, it's the one everyone wants to win. It's the most valuable race in the European calendar. And I'd like to thank you all for being here today to witness with us what was a great race between the second and third favourite. And let me tell you, there's nothing quite like this. Thank you.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, he's for so long been one of racing's unsung heroes. Today, he is a hero. Please welcome jockey Willie Ryan.
I'm not really very used to this, but it's a very proud moment for any jockey. And so much thanks to Vodafone for sponsoring this lovely race and making it possible for us to stand up here today. Thank you very much.